Eggs off the plate, Bengaluru off the rails, and Ronaldo back with a roar. Is Bengal compromising nutrition in the name of ideology? Why did one metro snag bring India's tech capital to its knees? And has Cristiano Ronaldo just delivered the perfect answer to his critics? From a political fight tonight over what children should eat, to commuters hitching truck rides in Bengaluru, and finally Cristiano Ronaldo reminding the world he's far from finished. This is In Your Interest with me, Kabir Naqvi. First, the headlines. 3 dead, 18 injured, and at least 12 to 15 people feared trapped as under-construction warehouse in Kolkata's Taratala area collapses. Chief Minister Suvendu Adhikari says the NDRF, the Army, the State Disaster Relief Force, the police and the fire department are working tirelessly and together for the rescue operations.
All together working
Ministry of External Affairs clarifies that passport is not a document that establishes citizenship, but only a travel document. Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian invites Prime Minister Narendra Modi to attend the state funeral and burial ceremonies of Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. Another major global development is France reports its first confirmed Ebola case involving a doctor who recently returned from a humanitarian mission in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Doctor is currently placed in a specialized medical facility and currently in a stable condition. And Donald Trump says Iran has assured the United States that no tolls or additional charges will be imposed on ships passing through the Strait of Hormuz. Lunchbox has become the latest battleground in Bengal's politics, and it is the school-going children of Kolkata who are caught right in the middle of it. The new BJP government in West Bengal has decided to hand over the midday meal program in Kolkata Municipal Corporation schools to ISKCON, the Hindu religious organization known for its community kitchens. And almost immediately, a controversy has broken out, not just over who is cooking the food, but over what will be on the plate and on the menu. Now, on paper, the budget enhances the material cost per student to 10 rupees to improve the quality. But the immediate fallout of bringing in a strictly vegetarian religious organization like ISKCON is a major shift in the menu. Eggs are being dropped from the plates of these school children and will be replaced with vegetarian options such as soya bean, rajma, even cottage cheese, paneer. This move has triggered a political and cultural debate in the state, with questions being raised about nutrition, about food habits, and whether such a shift is suitable for school children. ISKCON insists that whatever nutrients a child gets from eggs will be matched or exceeded by its new menu. It is also clarified that no final menu has been decided yet, and that parents and teachers will be consulted before the rollout actually begins. They claim to have impaneled dietitians to ensure children do not lose out on nutrition. Now, predictably, the political temperature in West Bengal has soared. Trinamool Congress leader Derek O'Brien took a sharp swipe at the government, calling the move an explicit imposition of vegetarianism by what he labelled the Gujarat Gymkhana. The opposition argues that this policy completely clashes with Bengal's indigenous food culture, where eggs and fish are not just dietary staples but affordable necessities. They see this as a covert attempt to alter local food habits and force a specific ideology onto the young children. The debate has also brought attention to the nutritional needs of a child. Studies and reports suggest that a large number of Indians, between 73 and 80%, may not be getting enough protein in their diet, a protein deficient nation as it were. And this problem is often more common for vegetarians. Many children in India consume less protein than what is recommended for their growth and development. Eggs are considered one of the cheapest and the most complete sources of protein because They contain all 9 essential amino acids that the body actually requires. They also provide important nutrients such as vitamin B12, vitamin D, and healthy fats. Whilst foods like soya bean, pulses, and paneer can supply substantial amounts of protein, the body generally absorbs protein from eggs more easily than from plant-based sources. Experts also note that a well-planned vegetarian diet can meet protein needs, but it often requires careful combination of foods and larger quantities to match the benefits of, let's say, eggs. What this now really tells us is that a midday meal is never just a meal. It carries within it questions of nutrition, questions of identity, of culture, of politics, and governance. So the big questions that we must underscore tonight. Does one think removing eggs from school meals could affect the protein intake of children in Kolkata? And how important is it for midday meal menus to reflect local food preferences? With us on the broadcast, Radhika Bhattacharya Shah, spokesperson for the Bharatiya Janata Party. Long time no see, ma'am. Many thanks for joining. Anurag Singh Dixit, political analyst, with us on the broadcast as well. And Bitapi Ghosh, senior nutritionist and dietitian, to help us put into context how important these eggs actually are, and are we putting all eggs in one basket. But to the BJP spokesperson first. You see, ma'am, this is now turning into a question of whether who should decide what a child eats. Is it going to be the nutritionist? Should it be the dietitian? Should it be the politician? Should it be the religious organizations? Eggs have been a proven affordable protein source in Bengal's school meals for years. Not just Bengal's, take a look at schools down south as well. Why remove something that works on paper, works for the budget, is prudent when it comes to the fiscal norms, especially in a state where child nutrition remains a challenge?
Thank you very much. It's lovely to be back on your channel. The hypocrisy of the opposition stands completely exposed today. For decades, ISKCON has fed the hungry. It has taken care of people when there have been severe disasters and calamities. It has run community kitchens that provided for nourishment to millions without asking anyone their religion, their caste, their creed, language, or political affiliation. So to bring ISKCON into controversy, I think, is a terrible precedent. Yet the moment ISKCON is entrusted with helping provide meals to school children, a section of the opposition suddenly discovers a problem. Why? Because for them, even children's nutrition is an opportunity for politics. Now, let us be very, very clear here on what we are discussing. And this debate is not really about eggs. It's not about vegetarian versus non-vegetarian, Bengali food habits versus what ISKCON is going to provide. It is about whether children's welfare will be decided by nutrition experts and administrators or by politicians looking for headlines. The BJP, we believe that every child deserves nutritious, hygienic, and quality food. Any institution capable of delivering that objective should be welcomed and not vilified by mind. Now, if nutrition is may I continue?
Yes, please.
Thanks. Now, the opposite, if nutrition is the issue and not politics, then here is my case. Eggs are being removed and children's nutrition is under attack is the opposition's line. What Derek O'Brien has mentioned and other party colleagues are saying. We would say that nutrition is measured by protein, calories, vitamins, and minerals, not by political slogans. If nutritional requirements are met...
And that's exactly the bone of contention here, Radhika ji. You see, this might not be about veg versus non-veg, but this is certainly about eggs, because even in the state of Karnataka, under the previous Basavaraj Bommai-led government, there was a move to remove eggs from the midday meals, and there was massive backlash at it. Eggs are an affordable source of protein, and like we said right in our intro, the cost effect is huge, because getting all the 9 amino acids in a single egg compared to a larger quantity of, let's say, soya bean, a larger quantity of paneer, and paneer doesn't come cheap either. So if you're altering the menu, then this becomes about eggs not being on that menu. Wouldn't you think so?
Well, I run a professional football academy with professional footballers, being my residential students. And I know that for the vegetarian students, and this is nutrition-based, we give them these alternatives.
For the vegetarian students, you said. For the vegetarian students. That's the operative part here.
No, because non-vegetarians eat eggs and chicken and what have you. Now, my point is that if nutritional requirements are met through, as I mentioned, a scientifically designed menu, then children's health remains protected. If the opposition is genuinely concerned about nutrition, let them produce a nutritional data. Fear-mongering is not a substitute for facts, I must mention. And I'm so sorry that the opposition is spreading misinformation. The government has already finalized a menu that excludes eggs. However, even before any final implementation details are settled, the opposition has launched a political campaign. They're protesting assumptions.
It's just adding 2:2. I do agree with you. Of course, we've heard the statement coming from the ISKCON Vice President Radha Ramandas. He said that no menu has been finalized at this point in time. But considering it's the ISKCON that's going to be, culminating this entire menu, it just means that eggs will not be part of it, because those community kitchens are absolutely vegetarian. And before I bring in my other panelists as well, very quickly, I'm asking you, Radhika ji, I'm asking you. Bengal has a distinct food culture when it comes to fish, when it comes to eggs. I mean, these are staples. Even with the BJP's victory, I think fish was served at the BJP headquarters in West Bengal. So how do you convince people? And do you think there is going to be a larger fallout on the ground? Is that something the BJP is even considering or looking at?
As a Bengali born and bred in Kolkata, I would say that yes, in our homes, fish is the most important element in our menu. However, we realize that our mothers are so concerned about our diets that if we miss the fish in the afternoon, they would keep a portion for us to eat in the night.
Yeah.
So no kid is going to be deprived of his home menu that includes
But that's a privileged point of view, isn't it, Radhika ji? There are many households that are unable to afford that kind of, nutrition for their young ones. And that's where the midday meal actually comes into play. A complete, balanced diet that comes with that 9 amino essential acids that one needs. And the footballers are probably, they're all grown up. But it's the young ones, it's the nascent age that we're highlighting here. I'm going to come back to you. Let me bring in other panelists as well. Mr. Dixit, what's your assessment here? Is this really about nutrition, or is the opposition, like Derek O'Brien called it, the Gujarat Gymkhana, turning food policy into a larger cultural and political battle against it, now that it's fighting whether who's the real TMC, and there are several other questions that have come into fray. Now let's use egg as a weapon. Do you think so?
No, Kabir, first of all, I would like to tell you that the egg which was served in West Bengal in the midday meals, be it egg or be it, for some time, I believe before election, they served chicken also in the midday meal. But there were several cases from somewhere, from the cooking area, dead mouses, dead rabbits and whatnot, infected food. From somewhere a snake was recovered from the, cooking area. So the question is not only about hygiene. Obviously, hygiene is a bigger aspect. But I'll tell you, people who go to schools and who have midday meals, they are not the privileged class. Your son, for the matter of the fact, or anyone's ward who's or child who is sitting in this panel, won't apply for midday meal scheme, I guess.
Yeah.
But the people who opt for midday meal schemes are needy one. And I'll tell you, ISKCON serves very hygienic food. The debate of nutrition is obviously a very big factor. I guess that would be taken care of. But ISKCON serves pure food, and for the matter of the fact, with nutritions, the quality of the food and the type of the food is also very important. I'll also like to mention you that there are several vegetarian students in the schools also. Obviously, you might say that the non-vegetarian students, they have been bulldozed with the vegetarian food. But what about the vegetarian students also who don't get the option of having cottage cheese or maybe rajma or maybe soya bean in the diet? So obviously the debate could be of saffronizing diet or whatever it may be. But the contention of behind recruiting ISKCON for the particular need is completely clear to maintain the hygiene of the food.
That's
No one
absolutely
is
right.
asking to say,
Let's make
one is
no bones
asking
about
to-
that. There is not an iota of question or doubt as to with what kind of cleanliness ISKCON really carries out their community kitchens. This is not about ISKCON coming into the picture. This is only about the menu and whether egg falls off the midday meal students' plate or not. That's it. And you see, the larger question here is, Mr. Dixit, that if eggs are removed from government meals, then that's happening today. Where will the line be drawn? I mean, doesn't this then become a precedent? Could this set a precedent for future? I'm only asking you for similar changes over other welfare schemes also.
No, I'll tell you, Kabir, for a matter of fact, that the Ma canteen of the Kolkata and West Bengal, which is earlier run by the Trinamool Congress government,
Yeah.
there was egg served in Ma canteen. But after BJP came into power, now fish is also being served there. So I don't think there's politically, it is nothing to get, nothing to make politicize the problem and nothing to, play politics
Fine.
with.
So
Because
I'll ask you a normal
fish and
question,
egg
Mr.
is
Dixit. I'll
obviously-
ask you. And of course, I think the actual judge here is the nutritionist. That I'm going to come to you in just a short bit. Mr. Dixit, are you for the egg or against the egg?
No, certainly I am for the egg. I am a I'm a vegetarian person, but I consume egg. So personally, I won't object egg.
So you're an
But-
vegetarian then. And there are
Yeah,
so many other
vegetarian then.
vegetarian students who might be vegetarians and, they might want to go. It's the aspect of choice. I think it's the question of who gets a choice. And by the end of it, who then decides whether the egg falls off the plate or not? Like we've been stating, you can get the same amount of protein component. A diet can still be balanced without the egg. But the affordability, let's say you need 2 eggs instead of a big cup of rajmas or a big bowl of paneer to go with it, and then the fiber that needs to come with it to help us digest that protein. So egg is an important aspect because it's one-stop shop for all the amino acids, and I think the nutritionist on the panel will tell us and help us understand this better. Ms. Ghosh, what's your assessment here? How important is the egg, without looking at the politics, without saffronizing this entire midday meal, just like panelists are talking about, the importance of egg? Help the viewers understand that.
Okay. Yes, I'm also Bengali. I'm born and brought up in West Bengal. So last 17 years, I'm the vegetarian. But still now, India have the big problem in the vitamin D deficiency in the children and iron deficiency in the children. So egg is the fully biological value. It is the 98% biological value. And what is the biological value of the egg? That is means the 90% can be absorbed in our body, and they have the vitamin D also. They have the good cholesterol, and they have the omega-3, omega-6 fatty acid they need for the brain development. And not anything in the politician, nothing else. One egg can be give you the 7 gram of protein. And that's why the 30 gram pulses can be give you the 7 gram protein. And it's not possible to any child can be eat one time a 30 gram of
That's exactly what I was getting at. I
mean,
mean, look at the young ones out there. On their little plate, they have rajma, then they have soya bean, then they have paneer. I mean, the stomach can only hold so much, right? And this is just one midday meal. It's not like you're getting all the meals of the day. So that one midday meal has to really count. It's here and it's important because we're talking about the entire human resource.
Yes. Actually, the midday meal is started only for the malnourished, kwashiorkor, marasmus, protect the Indian government, and that's why they are starting in the midday meal. And basically, they can provide them eggs. And I just example for the 4 to 6 years, a child can be give you the 13 gram protein in a day. And how is possible to at the 4 to 6 year child cannot be eat the rajma chole in the 30 gram. But the 4 to 6 year child can be eat 1 egg a daily. That is, he can survive the 7 gram of protein in the day. And that is the growth thing. And the growth period is the muscle growth, immunity, immunoglobulin, and they can provide the everything in the iron base. So many of the school going children, is the girls, in the government school, in the private school, they have the suffering from the iron deficiency. And the egg is the full of thing. Iron means is a hemoglobin. It's increased. It means it's iron, and globin means in the protein. And both are present in your egg. It's not rajma. Rajma is not properly, rocholi is not properly given the iron you can give you. And that is my opinion. It's not the government can be stop the egg. Okay, if you are sending to the ISKCON. That is my solution is school can be provided the boiled egg at children.
Okay,
And
so
I think,
ISKCON carries out the communication, but then the school does more.
Uh-huh.
So that's a different ballgame.
No.
All I can understand right now, Radhika ji, is that we've got two takers for eggs right now. You yourself belong to a non-vegetarian household. And, you know, it's not just about eating it. The body has to ingest it. The body then has to digest it as well. I mean, how much of a food can those small little tummies actually digest? How much of load can you put on that digestive system? That's one aspect to take a look at. Today, we're politicizing it. You're absolutely right. Let's not throw dirt on the name of ISKCON and the communications and the good work that they've been doing so far. But then again, you spoke about the football academies. I'll tell you, so many of my friends who have vegetarian households, come from vegetarian households, they have their children playing a particular sport, and then they themselves urge their child to, you know, go ahead, maybe eat some boiled chicken, maybe get their absolute source of protein in. So it's a little bit of a catch-22, and it's a balancing game. So yes, the opposition is making all that they can after that thumping defeat. I think they're going to latch on to anything that comes their way. And this is that little aspect that can be turned into a political plank. But will the government now commit to an independent nutritional audit, let's say 6 months down the line? They can then compare what is this non-egg diet in terms of nutrition and what was that egg diet in terms of nutrition, because that is something that the government will have to be answerable to. Don't you agree?
Of course, I will repeat what Mr. Dixit mentioned about the fact that a few organizations in India can match ISKCON's experience in, say, preparing and serving meals at scale. Their kitchens feed, as we know, lakhs of people, and they have been so effective during any humanitarian crisis. And when an organization spends decades feeding the poor, attacking it without evidence, I say, reflects prejudice rather than concern. Now, there is no doubt that eggs have their own value and that the body needs eggs. I would say and urge to all the naysayers that it's too early to comment on this scheme. Who knows how the government is going to view the request of eggs? It might come from another source. ISKCON may provide what it will provide. Who knows, as Ms. Ghosh said, it might come from another source. So just now, this is not an attempt to impose a particular food culture, as Mr. Derek O'Brien is talking about the Gujarat model, etc. And let me say to that comment that Gujaratis, with all their brains and all their enterprise, are pure vegetarians, and there must be something very good in the vegetarian diet to produce Narendra Bhai Modi and Mr. Amit Shah with all their intelligence. But putting this aside, I'm saying this.
Nobody is calling out the vegetarian diet here, ma'am. I think, I don't want the views to feel like the goalposts are shifting with every question. It's just that we need the vegetarian diet equally. Non-vegetarian diet does not necessarily mean you're eating red meat the entire day. You need the fibers to help you gulp that down, to help you digest that. I mean, rice goes really well with your matcha jol. I mean, we've got, you know it yourself. So you need the vegetarian component over there as well.
And we need the chutney also with all the vegetables and all the nutrition.
Absolutely. So there's no problem with the vegetarian diet. It's again, like we told you, it's the quantity that one has to go through. And can one really trump the egg when it comes to affordability, when it comes to lesser quantity, giving you larger amounts of bio value, like the nutritionist just told us, and the amount of amino acids that go into that. Maybe you'll need 10 different types of pulses that can create what one egg actually gives you. Mr. Dixit, you see critics are calling this... I'll come back to you, Radhika ji. I'll come back to you. Critics are calling this vegetarian imposition. Let's talk a little bit about the politics as well here. Because, you see, politics happens on everything, and especially West Bengal, which is a heated battleground right now. Do you think that's a fair assessment? I mean, let's remove the Gujarat Gymkhana comment for a second. Let's only talk about imposition of vegetarianism. Do you think this is going that way?
Kabir, I would just say two things. First of all, I don't think this is imposition of vegetarianism, because for the matter of the fact, the Mark Canteen itself is serving fish. Point number two could be a suggestive thing also, what Miss Radhika said, being a nutritionist and the domain expert, that ISKCON can make the food and boiled eggs could be added from the school side as well. Now two things. This project is, as if you see the details of this, This is a pilot project which has been implemented for the Kolkata metropolitan area only.
Yeah.
And still now the rest in the rest
So then
of
that's
West
the
Bengal,
operative part here,
in the
Mr.
rest
Dixit.
of the West
My
Bengal-
apologies to interject. You're saying this is not imposition of vegetarianism because you're saying that Ma Canteen currently serves fish. But
yes.
currently, that's the word currently, and you yourself said this is a pilot program. I mean, if this becomes successful, what's stopping the government from implementing this across the length and breadth of the state?
Why not? If eggs can be replaced, it's not about eggs being replaced. What I mean is what Radhika ji said, that eggs could be added from the school authority side. And again, the students will also have the access to the quality food. Quantity, now nowadays quantity is not the thing, quality is the thing. If quality food and egg is added with that from the school side, not from the ISKCON side, what's wrong in that?
Okay, Radhika ji, are you okay with that? Are you okay with that? Eggs being added by the school authorities?
Of course.
But then the kind of budgetary help that comes with the midday meal, government taking over that entire one meal for the student, and then the school has to rummage up money, cough up money from its own coffers to put the egg on the plate.
Who knows? The government might be doing that through a source which will reach the school. So the school is not going to have to bear any expenses because we know that they have limitations in their budgets.
Okay.
So the fact is the end user. Do the children get the eggs?
This is one morsel of argument that I think everybody can swallow. No pun intended. To the nutritionist with us on the broadcast, Ms. Ghosh, the final say, we'll give it to you. India is often described as a protein deficient country. In a protein deficient country, I think eggs are absolutely important. You can replace them, but they're not always good substitutes. They're not always the equivalent substitutes. In terms of bridging that protein gap, I think eggs are equally important.
Yes, that is India is the biggest malnourished country. And that is basically in the child nutritionist. I'm also the child nutritionist. So I know that there's so many of children in the slum area, in the village area, they have the problem for the malnourished. And that's the egg is basically in the very cheapest. And so many times in your village area, the father's mother can hatcheries the eggs and hens and dogs, and they can provide the eggs also to their children. And eggs is mostly in the total amino acid, vitamin D, iron, calcium, and every fat-soluble vitamin, vitamin A, E, K, everything present in egg, but is not present in everything in the Rajma Chole. The Rajma Chole is only for the second class protein. They have not in the 9 amino acid in present. I
think we have an understanding about this exit from the midday meals. The debate isn't just about eggs. It's certainly about nutrition, and culture also seeps through because we're talking about West Bengal. Pride becomes a big factor here. The fish, eggs.
I just say one quote. I just say the Shama Prasad Mukherjee. Everybody knows that the Shama Prasad Mukherjee, they can provide that RSP, and he was also the non-vegetarian. So,
okay. All right. So I think we leave it at that. And I think the goal is getting healthier children, getting the healthier future generation.
Yes.
The test is not about politics. It's not about ideology. It's about whether 6 months down the line, West Bengal students emerge stronger, healthier, and better nourished than before. Radhika ji, many thanks for taking on the time.
Thank
Mr.
you very
Dixit,
much,
always a
Kabir.
pleasure to have you with us. And Ms. Ghosh, many thanks for enlightening us with that,
Thank you,
vitamin insight that you just gave us. All right, then, we're going to slip into a quick commercial breather here. On the other side, our second segment on that technical snag that led to the entire electronic city coming to a standstill. Don't go anywhere.
अर्जुन कुछ भी पढ़े मेमोरी में नहीं रहता।
Take a date, not bites.
नो एडेड शुगर, प्रिजर्वेटिव के बिना डेट्स, बादाम, पिस्ता, काजू और शहद से तैयार किया गया लायन डेट्स नट बाइट्स।
Take it, lion date, not bites.
New Birla Opus paints protects your furniture against scratches.